It was proven in court that there was no interference. Mike Pence, irresponsible. A big Haredi rabbi here in Israel, Rabbi Ezrahi, um, has been hospitalized now. He's on a ventilator. He's supposed to have a big procedure tomorrow. People are asking they should pray for him. They should have a speedy recovery. I wish him a speedy recovery. He's one of the leaders of the ultra-Orthodox here in Israel, among other big rabbis that are also much older. All the elders of the generation are recognized as the Gedolim, the leaders of the ultra-Orthodox. I think it's come to the point where I think they need a younger leadership, just like any leadership of any country. The presidency of America would be nice as a younger person. Still a big believer in Donald Trump, but ideally you'd like a person in his 50s, 40s to lead a country, and I think it's the same thing with the Gedolim, the ultra-Orthodox here in Israel. Donald Trump called out Chris Christie on his Truth Social platform after Chris Christie last week called Donald Trump various names, including a grifter, someone who's petty and cheap. And Donald Trump basically took it to him, calling him sloppy, Chris Christie, saying that he's polling at a mere 1%. And the question is, why is Donald Trump fighting back against somebody who's polling at 1%, definitely has no chance of beating him? And the answer is because Donald Trump is an alpha male. He's a man. And men, no matter how small how small the other person is, the competitor is. At least he's a legitimate competitor. He's known Chris Christie. He takes a shot at Donald Trump. Donald Trump fights back. I think this is going to hurt Ron DeSantis a lot. Ron DeSantis, when confronted with Donald Trump's calling him Ron DeSanctimonious, said, "I don't even know what that means." Of course you know what it means. He went to Yale or Harvard. You got to fight back if you're a man. Victor Wembanyama, the star number one pick of San Antonio Spurs, he'll be sitting out the rest of the preseason after only playing 2 games. What was interesting was his comment about playing in the NBA with NBA players. He said it's a lot faster, but it's not as physical as playing in Europe. I really feel bad for this guy. He is super thin. Hopefully he won't get injured, but as we've seen many times in history of the NBA, players over 7'2", 7'3" are very injury prone. His body is like a stick. I saw him a couple plays. He was tripping and falling. You pray that he's okay when he takes a fall. The NBA has very strong players over there. They're going to take this personally, and I think it's going to be very rough in the beginning for him, if not for his entire career. The New York Yankees have added a logo on the sleeve of their jersey, which is advertising. Basically, some real estate company called Star is paying them $25 million a year through 2031. You see this a lot now in professional sports. A lot of companies are being advertised on the NBA. They have, near the chest area, different companies being advertised. Obviously, the owners and the teams want to make more money off of these advertisements, but I think it really undermines and ruins the value of the NBA as a whole when you have advertisements written on the jerseys of players. It's gotten so bad in countries like Australia, the National Basketball League over there. They have the whole court is filled with advertisements. It cheapens the league, and I think the league should not allow this to happen and keep the standard of the NBA as a premium league at a high. The Canadian government has recalled Prime energy drink. Now, to be clear, there's 2 Prime energy drinks. One has 0 caffeine. It's just for hydration. The other one has 200 milligrams of caffeine per bottle, which is about 6 times a can of Coke. The Canadian government has said it exceeds the amount of caffeine by 20 milligrams. Obviously, and even in the United States, there's senators calling for a callback of this Prime energy drink. This is strong competition. Prime energy drink is going to be strong competition for the main companies, for Coke, Pepsi, Gatorade, Powerade. It's really going to be strong competition because it's backed by influencers. KSI and Logan Paul were very popular with the younger generation, and it's going to be very tough for these big companies to compete with them. And I don't know if it's related to all these government callbacks, but they're going to see a lot of pressure from their competitors.